everybody. Morning. Battlefield 25. This one is something that resonates with me. It really sits with me. I'm going through my way, not at all. I'm finding recovery, rehab. We want to have a say in how to recover and what we do while we recover and those kind of things. So if the choices that you've made in the last year or so, or even longer, in your recovery ended you up here, I believe it's right to be taken away to make some choices in your recovery. Just a small little thing. If you don't do it, it'd be nice. But your choices and things that you made until you got here, you were stubborn, your heart is harder and those kind of things, so you ended up there, and you still want to have a say in how you recover. Instead of listening to your counsellors, Ernest, Lucas, Rolf, Enoch, Pastor Kevin, Eric. So instead of listening to them, you think that you have more knowledge and wisdom than them coming to recovery. So, saying that, I'd like just to hear some summaries of some things. Mine. Which is yours, Laura. And yours, Damian. And maybe at the back there. Keisha. That's all. That's enough.
Love and the love of God gives us everything. Every so-called race and gender, sexual preference, every person should acknowledge their responsibility to uplift the consciousness of the entire world. The point is that man's philosophy is like a muddy river, but true depth in thoughts leads us to understand that we want and need to know the heart of God. The world has given us a maze of confusion, but God has given us an understanding that outweighs this confusion. We are the new day and true day. We will never lose God, but we can lose our way because our ways are not His ways.
Okay.
Obey or stubborn is being unteachable. God has a plan for our lives to glorify us in His name. We just need to listen and love the Lord and trust in Him so we can glorify His name by obeying.
The Lord demands that we learn to give up our own way and be pliable and moldable in His name. As long as we are stubborn and rebellious, He can't use us. The whole purpose of a man's creation is to worship the Lord by obeying Him. Our choice to obey or not to obey affects not only us but multitudes of others. A life of disobedience is a fruit of wrongful thinking.
Very, very good. So, when it comes to doing it my way, not at all, it comes with a lot of things it's mentioned now, prideful, you're rebellious, you're hard-hearted, and you think that you know better. And from our addictions and things, we have trust issues. A lot of the times we battle to trust people, but just because you don't trust somebody else doesn't make him wrong. Doesn't say you guys don't trust me in a lot of situations, those kind of things, but it doesn't make you wrong. It's your own kind of things that you guys want to do with yourselves and those kind of things. I'm going to tell you a little story before I do. I forgot to read you this prayer that I wrote down a while back. So I've come to realize with my recovery and things being here, is that I also thought in my whole, actually a longer time than just in my addiction, is that I thought for a long time I knew better in a lot of situations. I was my own boss, I had my own things, but they all failed in the end. But I didn't take any advice from somebody, I didn't take any advice from people that were smarter than I am, or has more experience than I have. I always believed that it was right. And by doing that, you become prideful in things and you don't listen. And then you fall. The Bible speaks about it. Pride comes before a fall. And I've seen it many times. I've seen it jail. I've seen it with the yokes. I've been through it. The same kind of things that attack all of you, the same kind of things that attack me, Eric, Lucas, and everybody else. But anyway, so I learned a couple of things while I was here. I learned regarding that I need somebody accountable. I need somebody that I need to stay accountable to. Which means, even in business-wise, even though I was my own boss well, I wasn't my boss, but I didn't have anybody to account to or tell me when I was out of line or tell me when I did something wrong. So I learned that while I was being young, is that I work better when I'm instructed to work better. I work better when people tell me what I need to do. It was a hard pill to swallow. Oh, man, it's something I was humbled in the situation because I always thought that I was this kind of guy who could run like anything. But now I've come to realize that when I'm in a situation, even with you guys, when I come to a situation, I find myself there, I don't go in the situation knowing that I'm right. I look at the situation knowing that I could be wrong by what I'm feeling or knowing. Saying that I'm humble in that situation and I can see it for what it is. So, a lot of those kind of things I've learned while I've been young about myself. And then what else? And then, Tani Joyce, she's pretty smart. She went through like a lot of things if you read this book. It's funny that the last thing about her is that she can identify them and then, like actually just use it in like a format for us to, to learn from. I'm going to read you some, or I'm also maybe some of you to read, but I'm going to read you this piece that I've got to. It says, the Lord demands that we learn to give up our own way and pliable and moldable in His hands. As long as we are stubborn and rebellious, He can't use us. Yes, man, I've seen there's also a verse in James which says, I think it's on James 4 or something, 6. It says, God resists the proud, but He gives grace to the humble. Now, if you think about it, who resists you when you're proud? God resists you. The Creator of all things resists you when you're proud. It's a scary thing. Anyway, I describe stubbornness and obstinity, difficulties in handle, work with, and rebellious and resisting control, resisting correction, unruly, refusing to follow ordinary guidelines. Both of these describe me as I was. Okay. The abuse I had suffered in my early life caused a lot of my out of balance attitude towards authority. Now, when you come here, I don't like authority at all. Sometimes I still doubt. But I submit, which is a great lesson that I learned. But we come here, even monitors, you guys seen it before, you guys can get along with monitors and they do point out your faults and those kind of things. But God also does correct us in the Bible and His truth and those kind of things. And it's not always nice being corrected, but it shows love. I believe if you love someone, you will help them from the path of death. Or even simpler, like help them along instead of doing something wrong. Okay, where was I? But as I said earlier in the book, I could not allow my past to become an excuse to stay trapped in rebellious or anything else. Victorious living demands prompt, exact obedience to the Lord. We grow in our ability and willingness to lay aside our will and do His. It is vital that we continue to make progress in this area. So the first thing that you must get rid of is it's kind of your pride, and not thinking that you know better all the time. I come in situations where I find myself in me, I think that I do know better all the time. I do, I find myself in situations a lot of the time where I am disobedient, and what follows is, it's not destruction, but it follows with me being corrected a lot of the times. So in this book, I don't know, I think Derek also preached about it, there's a story about King Saul. You don't know that is the king before you. So King Saul got also prideful, and he got a lot of his, he got prideful. He did 2 or 3 things in disobedience. One of them was he made a sacrifice to God, which wasn't allowed. Only Samuel that could make a sacrifice to God. But also God ordered him to go to the Amalekites and then destroy them all. God said to him, go to this place there, I'm going to send you, I'm going to give you a victory and stuff there, but I'm going to destroy everything. You must destroy everything else. That means women, it means women, children, livestock, it means kings or whatever. But when Saul went there, he overcame, he fought and stuff there. And then what happened was, he kept the king alive, and he kept some of the fattest livestock alive, like the fattest little sheep, the fattest little cows, whatever he had. And then this was disobedience. So he thought that he did a good thing, and what he thought about to do with these things, he's going to take these livestock and things, and he's going to offer it to God as like a way of saying thank you. But God's instruction was to kill everything. So Samuel came to me and said to me, listen, my bro, you disobeyed God. He said, no, I didn't. He said, yes, you did. And what follows, the story just ends with Saul losing everything. There are a bunch of stories in the Bible regarding disobedience and what follows with them. If you're disobedient to your God, you're disobedient to anything else. So if you have authority in your life, monitor those people, you submit. There's also in Deuteronomy 28, I've got no idea, but anyway. Everything does in Deuteronomy 28, it talks about curses and blessings. But with obedience comes blessings. So if you're obedient towards monitors and you're obedient towards volunteers or your counsellors and those kind of things, what follows is blessings. Maybe in wisdom, maybe in something else, maybe a relationship gets restored, or those kind of things, but you'll be blessed. I believe this with my whole heart. And also seen it. Although there's some relationships in my life which is still, rocky and those kind of things, but I do believe it will come right. Anyway. We must understand that without obedience, there is no proper respect or reverence. And rebellion shown by many children today is caused by the lack of proper respect for their parents. Yes, I was disrespectful, man, in a lot of ways. My dad passed away, I thought I was like a man, I was just a boy. But a lot of the times, disrespecting, it's something that is wrong, but through you doing it, you actually come across like it becomes part of your life. You do it, and you do it like normal. And with disrespecting your parents, it can be passed on to people that see it. Maybe you have a little brother or a little sister or a little cousin, whatever, and they see you do these kind of things. They take it in. They see it. And then they think it's right. And then if a person's been doing something wrong for a long time, it takes a long time to actually correct them, unless, God changes their hearts. So think about the persons around you when you guys... Anyway, you mustn't be disrespectful to your parents whatsoever. Let's go to something else here. Josh, read me on page 270 of your book. Oh, not in that book, man. Never mind. That's a different book. Yeah, so I'm going to read you Ecclesiastes 12:13 says, all has been heard, and the end of the matter is, fear God, reverence and worship Him, knowing that He is, and keep His commandments. For this is the whole of a man. The full origin purpose of His creation, the object of God's providence. The root of character and foundation of all happiness, the adjustment and the inharmonial circumstances, conditions under the sun, and the whole duty for every man. Then she said, let me put this in my own words, what I received from the scriptures. She says, the whole purpose of man's creation is that we reverence and worship God by obeying Him. I just found out that that word means like it's even more than respected. So all godly character must be rooted in obedience. It is the foundation of all happiness. No one can ever be truly happy without being obedient to God. Anything in our lives that is out of order will be brought into adjustment by obedience. Obedience is the whole duty of man. That's heavy, eh? Then she says, as far as I'm concerned, this is an awesome scripture. I've encouraged you to continue studying on your own. Sometimes the Bible sometimes it does shock me. A while back, Derek preached on Proverbs a little, and he said that you must read a proverb. He even said that the ladies do once a day, read on devotions with proverbs and things. So I started doing that. I started reading a proverb every night before I go to bed, and man, I get corrected a lot. Okay. And then she also says our thoughts are what we get us in trouble quite often. Thinking that we are right, and thinking that we know better, and thinking that we can do this thing. I know in early recovery days and things that you think that you are knowing better, but the sooner you submit to things, the sooner you submit to your counselors, we've been through. Let me tell you this: the people that stand up here, ex-people, me if you want to put it like that, the people that stand up here and do it, I could be under correction, but they have between them, my peers and things between them, they have 125 years of clean time. Oh no, yes, So a lot of the time, if you count them together, not just Derek's not 125, but if you put them together, that's how. So if you understand that they know better than you do, and submit to what they know, and submit to that what they say makes a difference in your life, and know that they always have their best or your best intentions in their hearts, and you listen to them properly, they'll change your life. I went to 4 other years before I came, like 38 programs and whatever, but I was always thinking that I knew better. And a lot of the times you take your recovery for granted, and then you end up back here. I don't know of anybody who wants to do rehab again. I don't. Any one of you want to come back to rehab? You don't, right? You don't want to come back. So while you're here, just listen. And, kick aside your rebellious, prideful heart. And understand that these people want you to recover. You're not getting. The only thing you get out of this, what I find as a volunteer, is the only thing that I get out of it is like seeing people change their lives, which are even the little part that I play, the small little part that I play in each of you guys, like little recoveries, or you come to me for advice and things, and actually see you guys change. It makes me happy inside. It makes me that I can, help along the way, and so I feel a bit better about myself. I've been through some stuff, and I can help you guys going through some stuff. Ask for help. Now I'm going to read you guys this. So this day, the 19th of the 5th, 2016, is the day that Rolf came to me, said to me, so what are my plans? I said, I have these little plans in my head about, maybe volunteering and those kind of things. And Rolf said to me, maybe you should go speak to Derek. So that was the previous day, and then the 9th and the 5th, I wrote this. This is Afrikaans now, so just bear with me. It says, my God, vandag het ek 'n groot ding wat ek moet doen. U weet wat dit is om Derek te praat. Asseblief kies my woorde en maak my rustig, sodat ek u wil vir my lewe vir hom kan verduidelik. Praat deur my en laat u wil geskied. So even while reading this, I could have never even thought of this kind of things. I was prideful. Going to Derek, think he needs me. Why don't you need me, bro? So I feel this was a humbling day for me. I'm glad I actually saw this. And some other prayers and stuff. But it was a humbling day for me. And from that day, I really grew. If you surrender to God and let Him work with you, and He's the only one who can change your heart, but you must submit to Him. You can listen to me here, you can listen to what I'm saying, you can listen to your counselors, listeners, but the only guy who can change your heart is God. You can harden it and soften it. You can replace it. But you have to submit to it. And if you want change in your life, submitting is a pretty good place to start. So Father God, I want to thank you for this opportunity, Lord, for using this platform to that your will be done. I pray that you go with us during the weekend. I pray that you go with us during the day. Lord, I pray that we seek your face and nothing else. I pray that you guide us and minister to us as we go through trials and tribulations on things that we don't know how to handle. We all make mistakes, Lord, and I pray that your grace is on us all. I pray this in Jesus' name, amen.